Hi 7th grade, Mrs. Sato here. Today we're going to go over 4 different strokes for badminton. We have the forehand, backhand, drop shot, and the smash. If you've been coming on to campus, you may have used quite a few of these during your game. If you've been online, I do want to go over them with you as well, okay? So first one I want to go over is the forehand. So when you are in your ready position, when you go to use your forehand stroke, the racket, which is already in your dominant hand, would stay on that dominant side. For me, I'm right-handed, so racket comes to my right side of my body. My fingers would then aim toward my opponent. Okay, so for the forehand, again, racket stays on the dominant side. My fingers would aim toward my opponent here, okay? That's the forehand. For the backhand, the racket and my dominant hand would actually cross over my body, and therefore the back of my hand will aim toward my opponent, therefore using the backhand movement here. So again, if I'm in my ready position, I step over and cross my body with that dominant arm, back of my hand aiming toward my opponent. That is the backhand stroke, okay? The 2 other strokes we talked about are the drop shot and the smash. For these 2, they really work to your advantage if you pay attention as to where your opponent is on the opposite side of the court here, okay? So I am on my court. We're gonna pretend that I have my opponent who is at the opposite side or the very end of their side of the court. If that's the case, I'm gonna go ahead and use what's called the drop shot. Now, if I want to go ahead and use the drop shot, that's because, again, my opponent is way in the back and all this area of the front of the court is available. So the drop shot is simply going to be when the birdie goes just over the net. Okay, so just over the net. So my opponent does not have enough time to run from the back of the court to hit the drop shot that I have just hit. Okay, so once again, drop shot, it's gonna just clear the net so my opponent does not have enough time to get to it. So once again, boop, drop shot. Really fun one, again, to use if your opponent is at the back of the court, okay? Now, let's say your opponent is at the front of the court, closest to the net. Drop shot probably would not be the best method as they are right there and they have plenty of time to get to it and return the birdie. So we want to use what's called the smash. Okay, so for the smash, you're going to add some extra power here, maybe even some height if you're going to use a jump. But the smash aims the birdie toward the back of the court. So again, your opponent who's now in the front does not have enough time to get to the back. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what the smash looks like here. So again, I'm going to hit it with more power, aiming toward the back of the court here. There you go. There are the 4 strokes I wanted to go over with you guys today. Go ahead at this time, answer your questions. Make sure you use all your attempts to get a perfect score. Good job.